The forests, once boundless, were reduced to fragments, tiny patches of green surrounded by deserts of concrete. Creatures that had once roamed freely now walked on the edge of disappearance. The tiger's roar, the elephant's trumpet, the song of birds, all faded into memory. The silence was louder than any storm, for it carried a question that pierced hearts. If they vanish, who are we without them? In cities, the people lived faster than the ticking of time. Lights burned all night, cars coughed out smoke, and factories roared without pause. Energy, once drawn from firewood and rivers, now came from invisible poisons, coal and oil, that stained the air with unseen chains of carbon. And yet, humanity celebrated its progress, forgetting that progress built without balance is collapse in disguise. Children grew up under gray skies, sketching suns they rarely saw and rivers they never touched. They heard stories from elders about snowy winters, coral reefs bright as rainbows, and nights filled with stars instead of smoke. Meanwhile, the seas continued to climb. Villages near the coasts packed their lives into boats, leaving homes swallowed by salt water. Farmers watched their fields drown. Entire nations built on islands whispered to the wind, praying their names would not be erased by the waves. But the cruelest truth was not the storms, nor the floods, nor the hunger. The cruelest truth was silence, the silence of people who refused to act, the silence of leaders who chose wealth over survival. The silence of those who turned away from the suffering because it was easier to deny than to change. Yet, among the silence, there were voices. A young girl planted a tree where her grandmother's forest once stood. A fisherman released a trapped dolphin from a plastic net instead of claiming it as meat. A scientist, exhausted but unbroken, stood before the world and showed proof of melting glaciers. Small, fragile sparks of hope began to glow in the darkness.